go, babies.
And a 1-0 pitch to Wilyer Abreu. High fly shot deep into the alley. That's way back there. And that ball is gone. It is out of here. Abreu again. And the Red Sox break it open.
Wilyer Abreu. I can't wait for this to get taken down in the middle of this. Baseball does not like you putting their highlights on the internet.
Rob Manfred can suck my dick.
Come get us. It's going to be the only place you can find it after ESPN.
Yeah, clearly you couldn't find it. That was the only highlight I could find of the game today.
Well, good for you. It just ended not that long ago. And they did win. They got the win over the Rangers. Nicely executed game outside of the middle of their lineup going 0 for 15. And Rafael Devers looking like a fat dump who bitched for the last 2.5 months.
So like Ray?
Stupid, Bobby. Take a lap.
No, that was good. That was a good one.
That was a good one.
Ray's upset for having to backpedal so far tonight. They looked okay. I have a similar reaction to people's bullishness about the Red Sox this year than I have to Stephon Diggs. Pump the fucking brakes, people. Like, when did this become the All-Star team from 2024? There's a ton of question marks on this team. I think we chronicled them last week, so we don't have to do it today. It's more of a positivity. They got the win. They should be good if they can, get to their upside. The front end of their pitching staff has a ton of upside. Obviously, Garrett Crochet is a second best odds to win the Cy Young this year. He looked decent, 5 innings, 2 earned. He looks pretty good. I mean, not lights out like he did in the spring training with a sub-1 ERA and just mowing people down, but that's spring training.
Is that Texas lineup good?
Texas is supposed to be pretty good.
No.
Look, the reason to be optimistic about the Red Sox more than anything, other than, yes, they had a legitimate professional offseason that's been different than the last 5 years, but also the AL is garbage. The Yankees got crushed with injuries, 2 big ones to the starting rotation. The Orioles lost their best pitcher in Corbin Burns, so they're going to take a hit. So your main competition in your division took major hits, and across the conference, across the AL, there's just not a lot of good teams. The Red Sox have the 4th best odds to win the pennant. So, and they've got good talent. Rafael, here's your lineup. Jarren Duran, who also, again, pumped the brakes. This kid went from nearly out of the league to the All-Star of the MLB, the MVP of the All-Star game last year out of nowhere. And now all of a sudden, he's one of the best players in the MLB. It's like, baseball players have good years and then they don't. That happens. Can we get some consistency before we call them amazing? I have faith in them, but I'm not totally sold. So you got Duran, Devers in the 2-hole, Alex Bregman, our resident weirdo, Triston Casas, cleanup, Trevor Story, who has no business batting 5th, Kristian Campbell, the rookie, supposed phenom, 7th overall prospect, made the big league roster. We'll get back to that in a second. He looked a little lost up there today. Wilyer Abreu, who had the winning home run we just saw and had a great game, 2 home runs today.
3 for 3, 4 RBIs. Great game.
Yeah, he's swinging the bat well. Connor Wong and then Rafaela, who a ball hit the center field today, looked like Jarren Duran 2 years ago, fielding fly balls. Like it was up against the wall. It would have been a tough play. But he just kind of flung his hand up and fell down as the ball hit the wall.
Almost like Smalls in the Sandlot is what you're
going for. He's just very uncoordinated. He couldn't track the ball through the wall.
Or Bobby in Farm League.
You're not wrong. I won't dispute that.
So let's talk about this Campbell making the team, Raymond. Triston Campbell made the team over Marcelo Mayer. There he is, Kristian Campbell. Second base, shortstop, outfield. He's an outfielder that they're trying to pigeonhole into the infield so they can get him in the major league lineup as a right-handed bat. Even though in the spring he hit a whopping 167 with a 305 OPB, 576 OPS. Didn't look good, shall I put it that way. He looked like Bobby on a bad night. But somehow he made the team over Marcelo Mayer, the 4th overall pick from a few years ago, who batted .333 with a .983 OPS and just looked like he belonged. Now, he does swing lefty. There's a lot of lefties in this lineup, and Campbell swings righty. But what do you think the reasons are that Campbell made the team over Mayer?
He's black.
I didn't have that one in my bingo card. Maybe. No, I was going with the Red Sox nerds. The army of Red Sox nerds have pumped this kid up to be their poster child. Campbell skyrocketed through the minors last year. He started in high A ball and then was MVP of like every league that he was in, got to AAA and just raked. And that was after kind of not being the best hitter in college. The Red Sox nerds got their hands on him last year, and they propelled him through the minor league system. So he's the poster child for new age baseball nerd hitting, where Marcelo Mayer is not as much. That's what a lot of pundits are putting out there.
What was he ranked before all this? Before the season, what like in the farm system?
Last year, I mean, I think he was top 100 for the Red Sox. But then throughout the year, he climbed very quickly, he just skyrocketed like 25, 10. And now in all of baseball, he's the 7th ranked prospect, where Mayer's the 12th ranked. And then their best prospect, Roman Anthony, is 2nd in all of baseball, but he's 2 years younger. He's 20 years old and going to give him some more time in the minors.
So Mayer and Campbell play the same position.
No, Campbell is kind of positionless. He's got a bat. He's got raw power that they've honed. The nerds have honed, and they want to see it at the big league level. It was pretty. I'm going with the assumption now that there was not a competition. It wasn't going to see what Campbell looks like in camp, and maybe we bring him down and bring him up later in the year. It was preordained that Kristian Campbell was going to the big leagues. They were going to pigeonhole him at second base because he's a natural outfielder, because he can't really field. He's not a great fielder, so you just stick him in right field because he can hit well. But the Red Sox have too many of those guys. Their outfield is pretty full, but they had a hole at second base. So they tried to get him to play second base, of which he showed enough, I guess, even though he bobbled some balls there today. He didn't cost them anything. I don't think he had an error, but he didn't look, seasoned by any means. So, it just feels like they are pigeonholing this kid in, which on one level I say, okay, you've been touting these prospects for years, and it's, at some point you got to give him up there and get him some reps. But when you look at it in comparison to the spring that Mayer had, it just feels like that's the guy that should be up here. He's a natural middle of the infield ball player. He's a natural shortstop, and took some reps at second base this spring, and he raked, and he just looked like he belonged. But for some reason, Campbell is here. And if you want to tell me that's because he's right-handed and you got a heavy left-handed lineup, okay. But what we've heard mostly from the astute Felger and Maz show is the nerds are touting this guy as they're putting him up there. They're poster child for their next contract. Look what we can do with him. We can do that with your prospect too.
Is it because of the eligibility thing too? Is that what the whole thing is? They don't want to bring Mayer up now because he'll.
Ray had it right the first time.
Thank you.
Mayer. I don't think Mayer is quote unquote white, so I don't know how much they're
quote unquote white.
Hold on a second.
He's got. I think he's got some ethnicity too. Or he's just beautifully olive.
His mom got dicked down one night.
Who's to say? What was your question? Oh, the eligibility.
Yeah,
there's been talk of that. I don't think they're doing that. If they were, they would have done it with Campbell. And there's new rules with the new CBA that it's not as easy to do with young players nowadays. And they've been pumping these guys up so much. It would be a shame to wait till June to bring them up just for a half a year of eligibility. It's stupid.
Mayer is American and has some Mexican descent. So I think it's because of Bobby's president why he's not here.
There you go. That makes sense. You two fucking idiots. So there you go. There's I think that's one of the biggest storylines in the season so far.
The Mayer's Mexican?
1 year season. Mayer's Mexican or half Mexican. Campbell got the nod over him, probably because of you two idiots leader. And I don't think he gets president with you guys anymore. He's your leader. He's like,
let's call the DEI hire right there. Okay.
Oh, that doesn't exist anymore.
Oh yeah, true. Because of Bobby's president.
Give yourself a golf clap for that one. The other storyline, the biggest one really, is Devers going full-time at DH. Here's what why can't I see that? Oh, here's what Alex Cora had to say about that. Let me minimize this. There we go. Here's Alex Cora. We had conversations throughout spring training, and he was very vocal about how he felt, and we made a decision. Alex Bregman is going to play third. Rafi is going to play DH. Cora said, every DH used to be a position player until they were DH, Cora said. JD Martinez went through the same transition. He was an outfielder, became DH. You saw what happened. So we expect the same thing. The kid is ready to go. He's going to hit second against lefties and righties. He's going to DH. I think Alex is being behind him is going to benefit him. Honestly, I expect a great season from Rafi offensively. Rafi went out in game one, went 0 for 4, and looked like he was completely lost. So we'll see how he handles that.
Yeah.
And he's fat. And then the other big news people are freaking out over, no contract extension for their big acquisition in Garrett Crochet, the 25-year-old lefty with a 5.7 ERA in spring training. Got the win. He didn't get the win today. Aroldis Chapman
Chapman did.
5 innings to earn for Crochet, so a nice start there. Long story short, a lot of people want them to sign Crochet. I'm okay with them waiting. The dude has half a year starting in the bigs. He's got 9 total wins in his career. He's 25 years old. The price tag is going to be massive no matter when you sign him, this year or next year. I would just say to the Red Sox, don't pussyfoot this thing and lowball your excellent player like you've done time and time and time again. Mookie Betts, John Lester. When he's ready to get paid, just pay him. Just give him the top of the market dollar 2 years early and make him your starting ace for the next foreseeable future. Don't cheap out.
It depends on when the NBA expansion bids are in. So maybe John Henry will have money, maybe not.
Yeah, we'll see what his. Well, sometimes it's better to have a loss on there, depending. If you're going to take it.
True.
So we'll see. We'll see about that. Okay, that's all I got. Bobby, final thoughts on the Red Sox?
Thank you that the season is going. Yeah, let's go Red Sox.
And you're for the
162-0.
You're for the anti-DEI movement that with Marcelo Mayer.
Oh, absolutely, yes.
Got it. We'll be right back with Celtics talk. Celtics escape tragedy on off the court. As you saw there, if you're watching on YouTube, by the way, you're welcome.
Yeah, we look good tonight.
Yeah, pretty good. Jayson Tatum down with a nasty little ankle roll. Tabana. Now, this is from Celtics fans' reaction. This is kind of a synopsis. I put it into Chat GPT and said, give me what most Celtics fan thought of Jayson Tatum rolling his ankle. Sabonis nearly murdered Jayson Tatum defending a 3-point shot. Joey Maz actually saw flashes of head coaching at Providence Community College in his future, and Jaylen Brown envisioned a life where ridiculous trade rumors were not swirling, and he actually got the credit he deserved. But we didn't have to worry about that because less than 48 hours later, Jayson Tatum warming up, full speed, went from doubtful to questionable, probably could have played if it was the playoffs. The man is an absolute machine. He's a god. I cannot keep him down.
That was a season-ending injury.
You would think.
Fucking Bill.
Yeah, he bot-potted that one.
He bot-potted that one for sure.
I wasn't watching that game live. I caught it almost.
Either.
It popped up. The game was still going on when I saw the replay. And without like any context, I was like, fuck.
Oh, he looked like he was like in miserable pain and rolling around, swearing, crying. Like I thought it was broken, but it was just a sprain.
Well, we've all had that injury playing. That's usually, if not a break, like that's a bad high ankle sprain that keeps you out 4 to 6 weeks.
Yeah, like Mac Jones.
Well, the writhing in pain was, it
Mac
wasn't
Jones.
Mac Jones.
No. He didn't cry.
Look, I've said this before. I think people are catching on. Jayson Tatum, the stat I saw today, he's played 93.4% of the eligible games in his entire career across the entire USA basketball, everything. He's played in nearly every single game that he's been eligible to suit up for.
Except for the one where Kerr benched him.
except for the that dings his percentage for sure.
Yeah.
He shoots up, and like if maybe he got lucky and it just wasn't as bad as it looked, or like he has good pain tolerance, or his body is just that fucking well attuned that an ankle roll like that just doesn't hurt him as badly as other people. Whatever, he gets a good level of credit for that. Like, I'm not just giving that good luck, good fortune. A lot of that is because of the way Jayson Tatum approaches the game, and I think it can go a long way of the opposite of load management. Like, we see load management guys get hurt. Kawhi Leonard, like,
he's the poster child for load management.
The time. Paul George, all the time. No, just play, condition your body, continue to play. You get stronger through that, and you get through injuries like this. I think it's a good example of that. And I don't know. I just want, kudos to him. Good for Tatum.
He did talk about it on the Kelsey Brothers podcast real quick. So do you have a moment?
Go ahead.
What's it like playing for Joe?
Joe is crazy.
He seems like quite the character.
We actually talked about you. We played Portland the other day. I got a text. The game was basically over. I ended up getting a text with like 30 seconds left.
I'm always here for a good fourth quarter tech.
Joe, he comes up to me after the game. If you get like 16 or 17 texts, you get suspended for a game. So
Damn.
Joe, he's like, yo, can you just get 4 more so you can get suspended? I'm like, Joe, I think I'm done. He like, I would much rather you just come punch me. I want to fight. I would He's like, when Travis Kelce ran into Andy Reid, do that to me.
No.
I love it. Oh my gosh.
That's so funny. Shout out to Coach Reid.
That was for you, Bobby.
He's so retarded.
Look,
are you talking about Missoula or Tatum?
Missoula.
Say what you want about Joey Maz. If I'm not kidding about Jayson Tatum going down and Joe Missoula having to coach Providence Community College. That will be eventually where he ends up if Jayson Tatum's not on his team. I don't think he's a very good coach. However, the Celtics are playing the best basketball they played all season, in large part because Jayson Tatum is freaking lights out, dude. He is just playing in slow motion, has complete control over the court. It's Jokic. Jokic is undeniable, like best basketball. But Tatum's too. Like, you can kiss my ass with Shea Alexander. That guy.
Well, we're gonna find that out in the next segment.
Okay.
The next segment, we're gonna find that out.
We're kind of like reincarnated. He's just like a slightly better version of him.
Of who?
Russell Westbrook, Shea Gilgeous.
Yeah, or a combination, or Harden with the foul baiting.
Yeah, that's a better comp.
He's kind of a scummy dude anyway. He is not a better basketball player than Jayson Tatum by any stretch of the imagination. Tatum is top 2 right there with Jokic.
The only reason why he doesn't get the flowers is because he has a loaded team. He has Jaylen Brown, who is a Finals MVP, Eastern Conference Finals.
It's just his personality too. He's quiet. He's not fiery. He's not yelling.
Yeah.
He's not like.
Neither is Shea. Shea isn't either.
Style.
This has been a highly talked about subject, and someone brought it up, and they have it right. What the Celtics and specifically Jayson Tatum have not shook are 2 series losses that they should not have lost. Yeah. They lost in 2022. To the Warriors in the finals. They were the better team and they lost. You can almost, shake that one off because they were young and they lost to Steph Curry. So it's like, okay. But losing to Jimmy Butler and the Heat that year,
that was bad.
that you can't, and they lost to the Heat in the bubble where they probably should have won that series too. But again, so there's too many of those examples of losing to teams that are probably not as good as them that it's hard to shake. That and their championship run, they were not pushed enough. There's no signal. Like, even when they won the championship, it was anticlimactic because it was a gentleman's sweep. The Mavericks and Fat Doncic never took a chance. There's they're lacking. He's lacking like an iconic moment that defies logic, and they're like, holy shit, how did he do that?
He might never get one because that competition just might not be there for him.
He might. But what will change if he gets a second championship and they just dominate again? It'll start to change. It will.
Are we about to see like a LeBron era, kind of like, how everyone says this is a LeBron era, but like Curry won all the championships? Are we going into the Doncic era, and now Tatum's going to be the one that's like winning all the championships, where Doncic is just now in LA and he's going to be the him of the NBA? They want him to be the poster child.
No.
Fair enough. I'm just asking.
He's going to have a heart attack.
It'll be interesting. Durant, LeBron, Curry, they're going to be out of the league in the next 2 to 3 years. Certainly Tatum is right there with taking up the mantle. We'll see, how they pivot marketing wise. It's been LeBron's league for 20 something years. That's been fairly undeniable, even though Steph Curry was probably the more influential and more successful player, could be argued. So yeah, I don't know. I just, fuck what everyone says and thinks. Jayson Tatum is playing out of his mind right now. And the fact that he has that type of potential injury and kind of just shakes it off and is ready to go. It's like, all right, man, like, let's go.
That's when you take your hat off to him and you're like, all right, this guy's got it.
Speaking of taking their hat off, it's one of the many articles I think Billy Chisholm gets to take off nightly with his minx of a wife, Kimberly Ford Chisholm. She's just living a healthy lifestyle. Let's just put it that way. The new owner of the Boston Celtics, or potential new owner of the Boston Celtics. This isn't in here, but did you hear the latest news that their bid for the Celtics is basically not quite legal for NBA regulations?
Yep.
To simplify it,
basically they found out that he has a hussy of a wife.
Hussy. Hussy's such a great word, Bobby. I like that.
I'm pretty sure hussy wives does not discredit you from being
not with the owners. Not with the owners.
Jerry Jones rings a bell. I'm sure we can run down the
Kraft.
You keep Martha's name off your lips. What was it? Oh, so Billy $6.1 billion was the offer for the Celtics, which is actually 6.6 with vesting interest and blah, blah, blah. It actually closes 50% closes 3 years from now, and it's supposed to be valued at 7.7, blah, blah, fucking blah. They don't actually have hard cash and hard money to pay for this team, which is not why it will get denied. The reason why it may not pass is because Billy Chisholm is actually not the majority owner from a percentage of money put into this deal. An international private equity fund is called Six Cents or Sixpence or something like that. And they have stakes in a ton of professional sports teams. So the NBA rule is you have to own at least 15%. You have to be the majority stakeholder within your ownership group. And right now, Billy Chisholm is not. So he's going to have to adjust that and fix it and get enough partners to basically dilute whatever their equity firm is. So Chisholm's the highest portion of the ownership. Or because it's the biggest sale in professional sports history in North America, the NBA could just let it slide. Just, fuck it.
I bet you they just say, fuck it. Let it slide.
So, long story short, it's not over yet. He's not quite the owner of the Celtics yet, but more, basically he is. More to the story, his wife wrote a book called Hump, True Tales of Sex After Kids. And here's a little excerpt for you. And this is actually just a free ad read and a free marketing for Mrs. Chisholm, aka Ford Chisholm, and go buy her book. It's available on Amazon, and I'm sure it's a wonderful read. All of you married folk out there, you can probably learn something for it. Here's an excerpt to get you all wet behind the ears. Quote, but we found plenty of ways to fuck. In parentheses, see suggestions for private time in the pages ahead. We wedged intimacy into unlikely snatches of time. I like the use of snatches there. It's kind of double.
Because it means pussy, too.
Double entendre could be.
She knows what she's doing. She knows what she's doing.
Mm-hmm.
We did it on the closet floor when the urchins crowded us out of bed. Urchins are kids there, I'm assuming. During those dark years, we discovered new positions in couples porn and vibrators because of how desperate the happy trio ... You'll have to read on to find out how that story ends. Look at Ray's. He's interested. He's locked.
I would like to hear you do the audiobook of that for me.
Oh, I'd have to take it a page at a time.
It might be sticky, if you know what I mean.
Look, we're going to move on from here, but I did tell you we saved the Celtics from tragedy off and on the court. The off the court can be found. The solution for their money problems with Billy Chisholm coming in and the high payroll and the tax, which is the tax is not $500 million, folks, just in case you're listening to anybody on the show that told you it was. The tax is $219 million on a $225 million payroll.
Which, if you round up, is $500 million, you dick.
Yes, but the line, the tax is $500 million is not correct. The total amount due is $500 million rounded up.
I don't know why.
It's actually not even $500 million. It's $444 million, which if you round, you would round down. That's how they. Anyway, you can go to simplemindsports.com and check that out. See how we save the Celtics in 2 simple moves. Very easy. Go to simplemindsports.com. Check out that Celtics blog. You're welcome.